What is up? Part 3, Pops FXR. I know I've talked about sheet metal. This is some funny looking sheet metal, huh? It's actually called chipboard, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this chipboard. So come on, let's get going.
Sorry bro, but this show's about me.
So chipboard. In fabrication, chipboard is kind of a common name for template making. You use chipboard. What it is it's thicker than poster board. You could use poster board, that's not a problem. It's thicker than poster board, it's thinner than cardboard, it's flexible, and it's pretty cheap. I get mine from Uline. The only problem with it is you gotta have like a minimum order, you gotta have it delivered, processing fee, like it's a pain in the butt. So usually go in with another shop and order like a big old thick bundle of it, and then you can split it up. I ordered a bundle with my buddy Tony Cano from Evo Times Customs, and we split it, so it came out cheaper that way. But yeah, it's great for making templates. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna take Pops FXR, and I don't like how there's a step down, a step up, step down, step up, step down. There's this seam right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and grind this down and make it as flat as possible. And I'm gonna make a template. And I'm gonna cut me out a piece, probably 14 gauge, 16 to 14 gauge chunk of metal that goes there. Then I will weld it up across the top, down the front, this seam, around here, down, and then across the bottom, this one here, here, and here. Should make it look like it's all one piece. Again, you'll never see it under the tank unless the tank is off, but I'll see it. But I just want this whole bike molded out. So we're gonna make a template for this side and a template for the other side and get it all welded in. So what I'm gonna do, kind of lay it out, just a little overlap. Yeah. I really don't want to mess it up, so let me put it somewhere nice. Now I got a template to start with. Now it balances a lot easier. So what I'm doing now is I'm using my finger. It works better with dirty hands, honestly. But just kind of working my finger to kind of get an outline of where the metals meet up. When they're stepped like that, you can usually get a rough idea of where all of this meets up at. I don't know if you can see it. My dirty grubby paws, little prints. Actually shows up really well on the backside as well. So now I will I'm undercutting it so that way I can fine tune it. When I say undercutting it, it means, you know, not cutting right to the line, I'm cutting below the line, so there's still extra that I'm gonna have to remove. But just like most things, you know, take your time, because your templates, the better your templates are, the better your results will be. Okay, so you just saw me do the template on that side. I'm just curious, if we flip it over, how it's gonna look on this side. It's pretty damn close, man. Like this is all right. This is pretty close. This is a little off, but it's just all in welding. So I can come back through here with my little grinder and cut this piece off. But do you see what I'm trying to achieve here? This is gonna be welded in here. So this will all be one flat. It'll look like it comes from here and goes all the way into this, no problem. This back one is way up high underneath the tank. I'm not gonna mess with that because it'll look, you won't see the difference between the two. So this template fits this side. And it fits this side. So I'll get a couple of these cut out and then I'll show you how I get them, kind of tack them on there, and then we'll silicone bronze them all on there because it's just a pretty piece. It's not a structural piece. And then grind it. I might weld it on with actual real steel rods so that way when I grind it out, you can see exactly, you won't see the copper showing or the silicone bronze showing through. You'll just see the solid metal. Ooh, it's gonna look good. So here's a shop tech tip, okay? When you have a shop and you break some of your consumables for a certain piece of equipment, go to the damn computer, put in what you need to get replaced, and order it. My dumb, I forgot to order a replacement blade for my scroll saw. So now I have my hand cutoff saw that I've got it propped on a vise with a zip tie holding the trigger on, and I'm gonna cut out these parts by scrolling along with this setup. Hey, sometimes you gotta adapt, right? Like, hell, whatever. All right, let's get this going. So I got a lot of it cut out. The problem is the throat on this thing isn't very deep. So what I'm gonna have to do is to get the rest of the scrolling done, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a cutoff wheel and I'm gonna cut these lines straight and then one across, and then I can whittle out the rest of the stuff. So let me go do that and I'll come right back. All right, got them cut. It's just a straight slice here and then one across there and up here, and so ZZ topped it. So let's get these. So all I have, as you can see, just around this little corner right here is pretty much all I have on both pieces. So we'll get those cut out real quick. And there we have it, all done. Let's go to the fixer and see how it looks. So these are straight, they still have the jagged edges and everything. I haven't done nothing to them, so just so you can see kind of how it looks. There we go. It's got a good fit to it. So I'm gonna run a grinder and clean them up and kind of open up some of these little gaps and make sure that they sit in there really good. You don't need to see all of that stuff, and then I'll clean this up. But before I weld them on, we'll come back and I'll show you after I do the cleanup how they look, and we'll go from there. Oh, hey. Hey there, how are you doing? I didn't even see you there. No, not really. So, remember these weird looking guys? There they go. Now that's a little bit of a gap, but I'm not really worried about that. Let's see here. As long as it all sits pretty good. Down a little bit here. I'm not trying to put so much pressure that it bends everything inwards. I just want to make sure that everything's pretty close to like a flush type feel. See, this one's a lot thicker down here. It's going to be pretty good, but then it gets thicker here, but it's a piece on top of that. So I think if I weld it good enough here, I'll be able to blend it in and it should look really good. These feel really good. I can feel where when I squish this, it gets flat. So we'll tack back here and start working our way forward, and then we'll move the clamps so that way it gets everything tacked really good. It's like a piece of splatter right here from the factory. Oh, maybe it was from me welding over here, but it's gone now. Yep. Cool. What do you say we tack this in place? All right, so there you have it. I've got the plate all tacked in place. And it's sitting pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and let's weld it all up. So just like when I tack welded, I went ahead and did my welding from the back of the frame up towards the front of the frame. And then on the backbone side, I went ahead and tapped it down a little bit. It did kind of bend it over a little bit, but when I welded it, it filled in that gap real nice. And then I came along with my big grinder. I knocked off all the high spots, and then I came back with my smaller grinder to kind of do the blending. And then I use my DA to find any high spots or low spots again, and then I go back over it. Now I did go back over kind of some of the backbone and around where the triangulated parts of the frame connect with the backbone. I went ahead and did some silicone bronze there, but the rest of the stuff around by the motor mount, I did use regular welding rod for mild steel. And I continued blending it out with my smaller grinder and my DA to make sure I didn't have any low spots. I did discover one that looked like a crack, but it wasn't a crack. I just didn't do a fat enough weld, so I had to re-weld it and then re-grind it to give a nice clean look on the side of that neck. So here we are. This is the before. And then remember, we made these templates to go inside. And then once the work is all complete, you get that. There's a couple of little pinholes that I'll hit with that I've already kind of hit some of the pinholes and some of the little light spots. All nice and smooth. So remember, this is after. That's before. Got rid of all of the seam from these two pieces. All of this stuff is gone. All of that's gone. So I'll do the other side and we'll keep it rocking and rolling. For my I forgot to order